Ever since I was a little girl, I've loved the movies. And I've seen so many parallels between the movies and careers. First of all, the movies have been disrupted, much like many of the careers we all set out to do when we were little. My next guest knows a lot about disruption, both in the movie space and in the career space. Shannon Petranoff is the Senior Vice President of Digital at Paramount Pictures, and she's got a thing or two to tell us about the movies and her career. Let's hear what she has to say. So originally, when you started out, you weren't sure that you wanted to be in film at all.
No. I was at home the summer after college, and I was having a bit of a quarter life crisis. Mm-hmm. I do remember sitting out on the deck one day and deciding, I want to be in the film industry.
So you decided that you're just going to go into the most competitive industry in all the land. You had not interned for any film companies, anything like that. No. You just decided that you were going to enter into this competitive space.
I was sitting in Rhode Island,
of all places,
and decided that's what I'm going to do.
The Mecca of the film industry.
Absolutely.
Okay. What happens next?
I decided to do as much research as I could. I found as many people within film in Rhode Island. I cold emailed people. I went through different services, and I got to really understand a lot of different levels. But the thing that really set me out on this path was there was a woman who went to Boston University randomly. She lived on my street in Rhode Island, even more random. She was going to meet me for coffee. She kept pushing it off. She wasn't able to do it. And so finally she said, you know what, why don't you send me your resume and I'll see what I can do. And I don't think a week went by before I got a call from Dan in Real Life Productions. She happened to be a producer on a movie, and true to her word, she saw what she can do and took my resume downstairs, and I got a call to interview for a producer's assistant role.
It's just amazing that an entire career can be launched by one woman taking a chance on another woman. That is so powerful and beautiful. So something that I've learned along the way that I say constantly when I'm talking to young women who are looking at growing their careers is that your network is your net worth. The ability to connect with and grow relationships with other people is really your currency in your career. Talk to me a little bit about who's helped you in your career and the power of your network.
I like that, by the way. I'm going to have to.
Oh, good. You have to use it.
Really good.
Use it.
I'm so grateful for so many different people, all within my network, who, I owe so much to in terms of where I'm at and what I've learned. I think one of the best examples of the importance of your network was I left Paramount to go work at Snapchat for a period of time, and I knew that it wasn't the right thing for me. It was actually a great company, lots of great experiences, but what I went there for had evolved to a point where it was not really what I wanted to continue doing. It was really because I had kept my network alive and I continued to connect with folks at Paramount, and I continued to really engage and at a deep level with people that I cared about, that I was able to come back.
Yes.
And I've since been back here for 3.5 years, and I don't think that's possible, without really taking it seriously and really not just from a standpoint of how can these people help my career, but really caring about other people as well, and looking to keep those relationships alive.
I think it's essential, and especially for you coming back somewhere after you had left, you have to have a good network in order to do that. And you have to, when you leave somewhere or you have any change in your career, do it on a really positive and good note and foster all of those connections.
Definitely.
Talk to me about how the new wave of how people are consuming their films has really impacted and your approach to that.
There are so many different ways that you can consume content.
Yes.
So here I am in film marketing, and ultimately that's a much larger story. Mm-hmm. And then we're trying to tell story within these much smaller kind of moments that we're using to promote this larger story. And so that's something that we're constantly looking at in terms of how you tell the best story and who those stories are for. And digital gives you a really great opportunity to target and find exactly the right people.
I think that's a very interesting point. It will be interesting to see how it evolves.
Absolutely. I think so too. And I have a front row seat.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. One of the things that I found so inspiring about Shannon was that she just woke up one day and decided to be in the film industry, one of the most highly coveted industries around, and she just did it. I love that she did it by forming great relationships and by having people take a chance on her at a time where she knew that she needed to believe in herself most. I'm willing to bet that someone's about to take a chance on you. And until then, just remember to believe in yourself. On the next episode of Work It.
You are doing it wrong for them, but you're doing it right for yourself, and that's what you have to get comfortable with.